Welcome to It's Not Just Menopause, the podcast that empowers you to navigate midlife with confidence through real talk, root cause insights, and no BS strategies that actually work. If you're dealing with fatigue, stubborn weight, brain fog, or just feeling off and overlooked, this show is for you. Discover what's really going on with your hormones and why it's not just about estrogen. Each episode breaks down what your doctor didn't explain, the internet got wrong, and what your body's been trying to tell you all along. From stress and metabolism to nervous system support and functional nutrition, we'll cover the tools that help you feel more like yourself, again, without restrictive diets, overwhelming plans, or hormone hype. I'm your host, Cindi Stickle, functional nutrition practitioner and certified menopause specialist. I'm here to guide you through the midlife noise so you can stop guessing, get the clarity you deserve, and finally take back control of your health. If you've ever felt dismissed, overwhelmed, or like your body just isn't responding the way it used to, you're in the right place. Let's rewrite the menopause story without the fluff. Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of It's Not Just Menopause. Again, I'm Cindi Stickle. I am a certified menopause and perimenopause specialist and functional nutrition practitioner. And today we're talking about stress. And not the take a bubble bath version of stress management, not a list of breathing exercises. I mean the real physiological conversation about what stress is actually doing inside your body, okay? Because there's way more than we realize, okay? Especially in perimenopause and menopause. And why the way we used to cope with it doesn't work anymore. And I talk about this a lot if you've ever listened to some of my other episodes. But here's something that I hear constantly from the women that I work with and I talk to. I've always been a high stress person. I've handled it for years, but now it feels like everything is just too much. The workload didn't change. The family didn't get more complicated. Life didn't suddenly get harder. But their body's response to all of it, completely different. And they can't figure out why. And if this sounds familiar, then this episode is definitely for you. So here's what I want you to just understand first. Stress isn't just a feeling. It's a full body physiological response. And in perimenopause and menopause, that response gets significantly amplified. Like we react to stress, I say harder, like worse, like something little that won't affect people just is amplified if you're in perimenopause and menopause. And you don't even know it's happening because it's happening inside. And so, but here's why this happens. Estrogen plays a direct role in regulating your stress response system. You don't realize how protective estrogen is until you don't have it anymore, okay? But it's specifically the HPA axis is what it's regulating, right? Which is the communication loop between your brain and your adrenal glands. So when estrogen is stable, it helps buffer that system. It keeps cortisol from spiking too high, helps it come down, after your stress, the stressor passes. But when estrogen starts fluctuating, which is exactly what happens in perimenopause, that buffer weakens. Before we get back to today's episode, I've got a quick question for you. Feel like your body's in chaos, but your labs are normal? You're not crazy, you're not broken, and you're definitely not alone. If you've been told it's just menopause or to wait it out, it's time for real answers. Take my free quiz, What's Really Driving Your Menopause Symptoms. In under 2 minutes, you'll uncover your top hidden stressor and get my free guide, The Menopause Stress Fix, sent straight to your inbox. Head to cindystickle.com/quiz or click the link in the show notes. If you're doing everything right, but still feel like a mess, this quiz is your next step. All right, let's get back to today's episode. So the same stressor that you handled fine at 35 definitely hits differently at like 47, right? Your cortisol spikes higher. It takes longer to come back down. And while it's elevated, it's doing a whole list of things to your body that make your symptoms worse. And this is not you being weak. This is not you being dramatic. This is your hormone landscape that is changing the rules on you, right? So let's walk you through what chronic elevated cortisol is actually doing, because I think when you understand the mechanism, then everything starts to click. So every time cortisol spikes, it raises your blood sugar. That's by design. Okay, it's supposed to. Your body is preparing for a threat, flooding your bloodstream with energy so you can flee or fight, right? It's your fight or flight response. But when you're not actually running from a threat, right, which most of us are not now, when the stressor is a meeting or a difficult conversation or a pile of laundry or a notification on your phone, that blood sugar spike has nowhere to go. Insulin rushes in, blood sugar crashes, and you're reaching for something sweet or caffeinated to get back up again. And that cycle, repeated multiple times every day, contributes directly to energy crashes, cravings, weight gain around your midsection, and mood swings. Not because you're eating wrong, because your stress response is running on a hair trigger. Okay? So cortisol and melatonin have an inverse relationship, right? I've talked about this before. Like when one is high, the other is low. So when cortisol is supposed to be high in the morning to wake you up, and then it slowly goes down during the day. And then at night, melatonin is up to help you sleep. And then it goes down towards the morning, so when cortisol takes over. So when cortisol is elevated in the evening, which it's not supposed to be, which happens a lot in perimenopause, melatonin can't rise properly. You can't fall asleep. Or you fall asleep fine and wake up at 3 a.m., mind racing, completely wired. And that's cortisol. That's not insomnia. That's not anxiety. Cortisol doing exactly what it's designed to do, keeping you alert for a threat that isn't there. Okay, so your body's not hurting you. It's protecting you. But unfortunately, our lifestyles have changed in thousands of years that it's protecting us from just life, not threats. But here's the one that really surprises most women. Cortisol competes with progesterone. They're made from the same precursor, pregnenolone, and when your body is under chronic stress, it prioritizes cortisol production. And this is sometimes called the Progesterone Steal. So if you're already dealing with declining progesterone in perimenopause, chronic stress accelerates that decline. Less progesterone means more anxiety, worse sleep, heavier periods, and more mood instability. Okay? And the more stressed you are, the worse it gets. Unfortunately, it's that vicious cycle. So you can see how this becomes, that hamster wheel you can't get off of. And so chronically elevated cortisol suppresses thyroid function and promotes fat storage, particularly visceral fat around the abdomen. So if you're eating well, exercising, doing everything right, and still not seeing changes in your body composition, chronic stress may be the significant piece of that puzzle. And your metabolism will not cooperate while your stress response is in overdrive, like full. It just won't, okay? So what do you actually do with this? I would just to be clear, I'm not telling you to eliminate stress because unfortunately we just can't do that. It's not realistic, and that's not the goal. The goal is to improve your body's ability to recover from it, okay? Learning little tools and tricks and things to do. So one would be to eat to stabilize your blood sugar. So protein and fat at every meal, and the healthy fats, like perimenopause and menopause women need 35 to 40% of their daily calories from the healthy fats. That's avocados, olive oil, avocado oil, seeds, nuts, legumes. Okay, so 40% of your daily calories, so almost half your daily calories should be from those healthy fats. Okay, do not skip breakfast. Okay, intermittent fasting signals to your body in perimenopause and menopause that it doesn't know when it's getting food again. There goes your whole stress cycle again. And so now you're stressing out your body by not eating. Okay? Don't go long stretches without eating. So please, the longest it should be is when you go to bed and when you get up. Okay? 12 hours maybe max. Okay? Stable blood sugar means fewer cortisol spikes throughout the day. And this is one of the most direct things you can do. I mean, this is something you can do instantly. Okay. Number 2 would be protect your evenings. Like the evening wind down window matters more than most people realize. Bright light, screens, intense news, difficult conversations late at night, all of these can spike cortisol right when you need it to drop. So even 30 minutes of low stimulation before bed can make a huge difference, okay? Number 3, move but do not punish, don't force, right? Intense exercise is a stressor. Women in perimenopause and menopause should not be doing HIIT. Because any work you do in your body, anytime you move it, it is a stress. Your body perceives it as stress. Yes, it's just like when you're strength training and you're like breaking down your muscle and then it rebuilds itself, right? You're stressing it out, which you're supposed to for strength training, right? But when you're constantly under stress and then you're putting your body through hour-long cardio sessions, which are doing more damage to you than good, okay? But that's not a reason to stop moving, right? It's a reason to be intentional about your recovery. So if you're already stressed and underslept, adding your daily high intensity workouts, we're not doing that anymore. Strength training and walking. I walk at a slower pace because I'm still getting my steps in, and you can do stuff like yoga and Pilates and stuff. But one thing I learned as I'm twice certified as a macronutrient coach is if you take your whole day, 30 minutes of workout out of your whole day is not what helps you like to lose weight or stay healthy. It's the activity you do throughout the rest of the day. 30 minutes out of being awake for however long, 16, 17, 18 hours, right? That's not a lot. But when you're walking to the mailbox and you're walking, doing grocery shopping, or you're walking through the parking lot, like park far away, doing gardening, doing chores, cleaning, whatever, that activity is what I'm talking about that helps to keep you moving. Your body is getting that movement it needs, but you're not stressing it out because it's just light activity, okay? It's called NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. So, number 4, work on your stress response and not just your stress, because we know stress is going to be there, okay? You can't remove it, but we can change how we react to it, right? Because, I wish we could control everything that happens to us, right? But we can't. But you can build your body's capacity to handle stress without going into full cortisol overdrive, okay? That's what nervous system regulation is. And it's one of the most powerful things you can do in perimenopause. So here's the thing I'd like you to hold on to from today's episode. Your stress response changed. That's not like a personal failure. That's perimenopause. It's biology. It's physiology. It's your body changing, and we don't have control over that, okay? And the way through it isn't to toughen up, push harder, or just deal with it. It's to understand what's happening in your body, and we'll work with it instead of against it, and start giving your nervous system what it actually needs. So, if you're not sure where to start, I have a perimenopause morning reset that is just 5 things, and it's like you pick one and just start doing it. You don't have to do them all. Okay, don't stress yourself out over this, right? We're trying to relieve that stress. And the link will be in the show notes. And also, if you want to just talk more with me to see like what's really happening with your hormones and things like that, you can always book a free call with me. Just to see what's going on. That link will be in the show notes too. But I just thank you for being here. Please share this with any other woman that you know that is struggling or suffering in perimenopause, because it does get better once you hit menopause, but taking care of it in perimenopause is key, because that's where I didn't even start doing it. So, I also, please leave a review, because I'm not looking to get like 1 million reviews, but the podcast software algorithm promotes podcasts when there's more reviews on it. And so, just something simple just to help get more women to be able to see this podcast. I'd really appreciate it. So thanks for listening, and I will be in your headphones next week. Thank you for tuning into It's Not Just Menopause. I hope today's episode gave you real clarity about what's actually going on in your body and reminded you that it's not just your hormones, and it's definitely not your fault. If you found value in this conversation, make sure to follow the show so you never miss an episode. You can also connect with me on Instagram at Cindi Stickle Nutrition, or head to cindystickle.com for more resources and personalized support on your menopause and midlife health journey. Until next time, keep questioning what you've been told and trust that your body is not broken. You just need the truth and the tools that actually work.